Today I want to share with you the top 5 foods on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet, or as I like to call it, a ketovore diet. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that red subscribe button and click the little notification bell right beside it so you never miss when I release a new video. And when you click the notification bell, select all so you're notified of all videos. And if you're viewing this on a mobile phone, go to your settings tab, tap on notifications, then YouTube, and select allow notifications, just so you get them. So let's cut right to it and find out the top foods on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet. So number 1, the New York striploin steak. So the reason for this is because it's a great source of protein, but equally as important, it's also a good source and amount of fat on it. Now, it's not as much fat as a ribeye, but it still has a good, decent amount of fat on it. And also, it has a tendon along the side of it, which provides a good source of collagen, which actually can be quite difficult to obtain, especially with certain cuts of meat. So strip loin, definitely my go-to for steaks. Now, from a chemical standpoint, there's an idea with some people that they're proposing that potentially you can get too much of the amino acid methionine, which may lead to an overproduction of homocysteine in the body. Basically, when you just eat muscle meat and you don't also include organs or connective tissue as well. So what I would kind of recommend is don't just stick to the organ meats, or don't just stick to the muscle meats. Incorporate connective tissue, incorporate tendons, incorporate the collagen in with it, so that you get an amino acid called glycine, which is going to help to balance out the overconsumption of methionine that you'd be getting with the muscle meat. And therefore, you won't be producing and overproducing homocysteine, and therefore the negative consequences with that. So yeah, balance out your diet, consume muscle meat, but then also incorporate organs, which we're going to talk a little bit about later, and collagen. Okay, another benefit to collagen, so eating the New York striploin steak and getting that tendon, is it's also great and very beneficial for your nails, your skin, and your hair. Okay, so who doesn't want that, right? Come on, ladies. Who doesn't want nice hair, skin, and nails? Number 2, salmon or salmon roe. So these two foods are super high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are an essential fat that you must consume in your diet as your body cannot manufacture it. Now, before adding something like salmon roe to your diet, the best thing to do is first and foremost would be to remove vegetable seed oils from your diet, like canola oil, corn, soybean, safflower oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, among others. Okay, because the reason is because these are very high in omega-6 fats, which actually compete with omega-3s for an enzyme called desaturase. So the more omega-6 that you have in your diet, the more omega-3 you're going to actually have to consume to make up for that competition for that enzyme. So if you can just decrease your omega-6 fats, you're basically 50% of the way there in improving your health and increasing your omega-3 status without actually consuming any more omega-3. Because you don't have that competition for that enzyme, you've decreased your omega-6s, therefore the omega-3s that you are getting have that enzyme available to them. So if you aren't much of a fan of salmon roe, I personally don't blame you. Some people it's not palatable for them. So just go straight up with salmon and different, seafoods and pastured eggs to get your omega fats. Number 3, okay, beef liver. So liver, honestly, is God's multivitamin and mineral, as it literally has everything in it you need. I can't say enough good things about it. There are some nutrients that muscle meat, think steak, chicken breast, pork, that's really either low or completely devoid of such things as thiamine, which is vitamin B1, riboflavin B2, biotin B7, and folate B9, which basically are all available in liver. So again, going back to that thing that I talked about earlier, it's best to eat nose to tail. So the entire animal in regards to the muscle meat and the organs and the connective tissue. Now, if you're anything like me, you don't personally like the taste of fresh beef liver. I probably don't, cook it properly enough. In the past, I haven't made it well, and it wasn't palatable for me. So I personally take a desiccated beef liver supplement from the guys at Ancestral Supplements. Now, it's made from 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef from New Zealand. And I personally just take 6 capsules a day, and that works out to about 1 to 2 ounces of beef liver. So I highly recommend either eating fresh beef liver, if you can, or taking a desiccated liver supplement. And also, you may also want to consider taking a collagen supplement if you don't eat a lot of collagen. If you want to try either one of those supplements, I've included a link below. And just use my coupon code Tyron10. So Tyron and then the number 10 spelled out, T-E-N. And you can get 10% off your order. Okay, top food number 4. Okay, so this one is a super powerhouse, and something I've been consuming for a long time is eggs. Now, particularly the yolks. So eggs are one of the best whole foods you can eat. And eggs, particularly pastured eggs, okay, have pretty much everything in it you need to be healthy and thrive. So think of it. A whole chicken has to grow from that egg, so it's got to be nutrient dense, right? We're getting a whole from that one egg, an entire animal has to be created. So super nutrient dense, super good for you. Now, most of the nutrition is actually in the yolk, so eat the entire egg, not the white only, okay? I know it was a thing kind of more years ago where people were making egg white omelets and throwing out all the yolks, all the good part. If you're gonna throw out actually any part of the egg, throw out the whites, not the yolk, but eat the whole egg. Now, the yolk is high in omega-3 fats, okay, like we talked about previously. And also it's high in compound called choline, which is super important as it's a precursor to the brain neurotransmitter acetylcholine, and it's involved in a number of critical functions. So eat your eggs. Now, for me personally, this might be a bit extreme for you guys, but I personally eat on average per day, roughly about, I'd say about 10 to 12 eggs per day. Now, I don't do that 7 days a week. I may do that 4 to 7 days a week. So some weeks I'll do 10 eggs every day for the week. Some weeks it might be only 4 days. But eggs, super critical, super important, one of the best foods for you. Okay, number 5, the 5th top food on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet is dairy. Okay, particularly A2 dairy. So dairy is a great source of calcium, especially if you're not getting calcium elsewhere. So now the one downside to dairy is some people are intolerant to it, which may be due to the lactose, which is one of the sugars in dairy, lactose, galactose. So some people are just intolerant to digesting and breaking down lactose. However, it may be more the actual casein protein, particularly the A1 beta casein protein, which is more prevalent in North American dairy cows, such as the Holstein cow. So if you opt for A2 dairy instead of the A1 dairy, definitely go with that A2 dairy. That comes from cows such as the Jersey cow, the Jersey cows, Swiss brown cows, water buffaloes, goat, so goat milk, sheep, sheep milk yogurt, that kind of stuff. You may actually fare much better if you try the A2 as opposed to the A1. Now, basically the only difference between A1 and A2 dairy is the 67th amino acid. The 67th amino acid in the 203 amino acid chain of this protein casein. That's the only difference. So the A2 dairy has the amino acid proline in the 67th position, and the A1 dairy has histidine amino acid in that 67th position. So all other amino acids in that 200 plus chain protein are all the same except for that one position. And, that's basically it. But for some reason, that one difference, that one slight difference causes issues for some people. So if you are intolerant to dairy, try A2. to see if that resolves the issue. Now, for me personally, the dairy that I consume and that I seem to do well with is raw, unpasteurized cheddar cheese, butter, and plain sheep's milk yogurt, which is of the A2 variant. So there you have it. Hopefully these top 5 foods on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet were helpful. Comment below with which ones you consume, as well as share others that you'd like that I didn't actually even mention. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, if you want to learn how to get started on a lifestyle, to lose weight, to lose body fat particularly, to reverse chronic disease and optimize your health, visit my website at tyronpiteau.com/newsletter and download my free guide on the 8 strategies for lasting fat loss and optimal health that I've made available for free, and you'll receive also a free 20-minute online consultation. So I really appreciate you watching this video. If you think of someone that could benefit from this, maybe they've got some health condition, they've got some, maybe it's an autoimmune condition, psychological condition, gut condition, please consider sharing this with them and anywhere on social media, because you may actually help that person resolve their health condition, or at a minimum, they may actually drastically improve it. So I thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, if you have ideas for future videos, you have anything that you want me to do a video on, whether it's fitness, nutrition, diet, health related, please comment below and let me know, as it helps me to, know what you want to watch or what you want to learn, and helps me in creating that content. So please like this video, please click that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and then click that notification bell and select all. I'd love to have you receive a notification of all videos. And as always, keep it locked in here on my channel, and I look forward to coming to you in the next video. Happy fat loss.